Alright, so I've been injured a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Well, I've never been like seriously injured to the point of me on the verge of my death, although there has been some pretty shocking injuries. So there was this one time where I was just walking around the classroom. I was talking to people around the classroom and we were just having a good time. A 3-day weekend was coming up and we were pretty excited. So, while I was walking around the classroom, someone decided to stab their pencil into my leg in the middle of me walking. I fell on the ground with the pencil still in me and I started screeching in pain. The pencil was lodged in the back of my leg, in the joint. The teacher yelled at me to be quiet, and I was like, I am injured! So I got the pencil out of my leg, and I sat down. It was hurting real bad, so I asked to go to the nurse because I was concerned about, lead poisoning. Even though pencils can't use lead anymore. I was still worried, okay? So I went to the nurse and I told her what happened, and she did some stuff on the computer and told me I was good. I didn't trust that, but since the day was a half day, I was fine. I just had to get my mind over it. I remember that night being in the kitchen and saying, oh yeah, guys, by the way, I got stabbed in the leg today. Say what? Alright, so that was fun, although I have had a worse experience. This one time in preschool, I was putting all my stuff into this little wooden cubby. I was taller than the cubby, so I leaned over to put my stuff in when I hit my head on the edge of the cubby. It didn't really hurt, so I put my stuff in, but before I got into the classroom, I began to feel a bit hot. So I put my arm on my head and smeared it across my forehead. I looked down at my arm to see blood from one side of the arm to the other. I stood in shock, but then I ran into my classroom and yelled for my teacher. You should have seen the looks on all of those kids' faces. Mitch was horrified, Cam was kind of intrigued, Ella was about to throw up, and everyone else kind of had a shocked/scared look to their face. My teacher saw me and immediately sent me to the office. Me and the teacher ran down to the office, and when we got there, I saw the principal's face just burst into a very fearful emotion. She ran to the phone and called my mom. My mom had not even gotten into the car yet from dropping me off. She got the call and immediately she ran into the school again. She ran into the room where I had no idea what was going on. I wasn't in that much pain at all. The shock was keeping me from feeling any. We got into the principal's car and we drove real quick to the emergency room. I got in and they immediately put me in my room. My mom was scared to death that I was going to have to get stitches, which would suck, yes, but it turned out I didn't have to. They glued it back together, and I remember them doing that clearly. It was cold. I had to wear the see-through bandage, so it looked horrifying to everyone. It looked like there was a hole in my head, which there was. I remember finally taking it off after such a long time, and I remember it feeling so good. To this day, I still have a tiny scar on my forehead from that incident. Every time I feel it, the flashbacks come back from that day. So yeah, that's the video. I can't believe this, but thank you all for 6K. I literally just got 5K. This is ridiculous. Also, don't forget, on April 27th, probably the most dramatic video on the channel thus far will be posted. So keep your eyes peeled. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.